open fruit stands, the wholesalers. Ladies and gentlemen, this Chinatown has over 3,000 Chinese restaurants. Let's not forget, folks, that in the middle of Chinatown is Little Italy. Guys, you're safe. In Little Italy, there's no shopping. But there is over 200 great little Italian restaurants. Now take a look right here to your left and to your right. These are the wholesalers. You can walk in to these wholesalers, buy a big bag of fortune cookies. Take them home, or heck with it, eat it on the plane. I'm sure you're tired of eating those peanuts, right, guys? Coming up on your right, my favorite wholesaler. Look at the windows, folks, the lobster farm. Look at the windows. Ladies and gentlemen, we're coming up now to the East Chinatown stop, Little Italy. Anyone like to get off here? Last call for Chinatown, Little Italy. We have nobody upstairs? Anybody downstairs? Nobody, Sue? Okay. Last call. Slow down. Alright, now ladies and gentlemen, we're about to leave Chinatown, Little Italy. I just want to tell you, please, remember, do not walk into an empty Chinese restaurant. It's empty for a reason, ladies and gentlemen. Now we're going to cross the Lassie Street, and we're going into the neighborhood known as Lower East Side of Manhattan. Everybody look to your right, the Williamsburg Bridge. You notice, ladies and gentlemen, this was the second bridge, 1903. So the Brooklyn, 1883. 20 years later, the Williamsburg, 6 years later, the Manhattan Bridge. This is where all those immigrants came to settle. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll tell you in a little bit. Ladies and gentlemen, at one time there was over 70,000 tenement homes. The tenement homes were 2 to 3 flight walk-ups. One went on the front, one went on the back, and they literally used to house 10 to 20 people in one apartment. The biggest boom of immigrants to ever come to New York City at one time took place in the middle of the 1800s. Close to 2.5 million Irish immigrants came to New York. You go, girl. You know why they came? They came to escape that battle of potato disease in Iowa, ladies and gentlemen. Now today, ladies and gentlemen, the Lower East Side is filled with a lot of great restaurants, a lot of great and nightclubs. I come down here to get my groove on. You know what I mean, folks? You know what I mean? You know, before you had children, you got your groove on, right? He remembers those days, right? Ladies and gentlemen, directly in front of us, the beautiful Chrysler Building in the horizon, folks. Take a look. Ladies and gentlemen, right now, we're going to cross Houston Street to your right. On the right-hand side, the very first and oldest delicatessen in New York City. You're going to see a white sign with red lettering that says Katz. K-A-T-C-S. Ladies and gentlemen, Katz has been here since 1888. And it's going around the world for the best. Make no mistakes about it, the best New York pastrami sandwich. One sandwich will beat